let's get some really sick ass paint beauty shots of this beautiful
Can you pick up one slice
steak.
and show me?
Hi, I'm John from Anglo Thai. I'm here with Gozney, and today I'm shooting a recipe with this beautiful ribeye steak. It's going to be with a Thai waterfall salad. So loads of fresh herbs, a zippy, spicy, salty dressing, and then finish with some toasted rice powder. We're going to start off by making a seasoning sauce that's going to go all over the ribeye. And that's going to add some lovely flavour to it, really impart some saltiness into the steak. What I've got here is some seasoning sauce. So in Thailand, this comes in a black bottle with a green lid. Essentially, it's like a dark soy sauce that's kind of enriched with molasses and a few other spices. If you can't find that, I would just use some dark soy, maybe add some honey to it. Can't cook Thai food without fish sauce. And that's just going to add salty umami-ness to the steak. Next, I'm going to add some regular caster sugar. And then last of all, some ground white pepper. So just mixing this up. So beautiful ribeye steak here. What I'd recommend doing is getting a bigger steak than you need. It's always better to cook a bigger cut of meat and control the cooking of that meat then, and you won't overcook it. That way you get leftovers as well, maybe. And we're just going all over the steak. So yeah, I'm just rolling the steak in the seasoning sauce, just getting it all over, making sure that every single inch of it is getting covered and getting seasoned. That looks good. So that's done. And instead of putting this in the fridge, it's only going to need to marinate for an hour. I'm just going to leave it out at room temperature. It's such a big piece of meat. It needs to temper. If you don't do this with your meat, you're going to have like a super cold center to it and a warm outside, and that's going to be really difficult to control the cooking. So just set it to one side for an hour while you get on with the rest of the recipe. Okay, so now we've got the steak marinating. I'm going to move on to the dressing. It's going to be like a salad dressing, but not kind of a conventional salad dressing in Western culture. So I'm going to start by squeezing some lime juice. And this recipe actually comes from the northeastern province of Thailand, Isan. Up there, it's very typical kind of like spicy, sour, salty flavors. And the dishes tend to be quite herbal. They don't use a lot of sugar there, and they don't use a lot of coconut cream there. The food tends to be a little bit more rustic there as well. And I think that's easier for cooking at home, and also when you're like cooking in the wood fire oven, sort of the same kind of principles because they do a lot of cooking over fire there. Then we're going to go fish sauce. You're sort of looking for like double the amount of lime juice to 1 part fish sauce. And then because these flavors are quite intense, you need a little bit of sugar to balance that out. So I'd say about 1.5 tablespoons. And then like with all good Thai recipes, you need some sort of chili. So here I've got a chili powder that I actually make at home. If you wanted to do that, you take long dried chilies and small dried chilies, similar to these little bird's eyes. Just lightly toast them off. You can do that in the wood fire oven and then just grind them down to a powder. If you can't be bothered to do that, or you want to look for something a little bit more convenient, just regular chili powder or chili flakes is absolutely fine. Just want to make sure the sugar is dissolved. Just needs a little bit more sugar to balance, a bit more chili, as always. Okay, cool. And that's your salad dressing done. I've got a cast iron pan in the Gozney dome. It's just getting nice and hot. And what I'm going to do is sear off the steak on all the sides, get a nice caramelization, seal in all the juices. Cast iron pan, nice and hot. Just be careful when you're doing this. And what I like to do is get this fat cap directly on and render some of that out. Should sizzle straight away. And you really do want to not move it around at this stage, just so that you get a nice kind of sear all over. You can see there, it's like nice and brown and rendered. And you can do this in the oven, but this pan's been in there for a while. It's getting really nice and hot. And it's only going to be starting to lose temperature now, so I just want to get it nice and seared up, all sides, and then we'll pop it back in. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how it's getting browned up now. And what I always do when I'm cooking a big steak like this is use technology. So you can get the probe out. I'm looking for 55 degrees on the inside after it's rested, and that's sort of like a medium rare finish. And what you want to do is you want to take the steak to about 45, 48, and while it's resting, it'll keep increasing in temperature. If you take it to 55, it'll go too high and it'll be overdone. So probe always goes into the thickest part. It's like right bang in the middle there and in the center of the steak. nice color all over. I think it's going to be like a sort of medium rare. That's how I like my steak. Obviously, cook it a little bit more, a little bit less if you've got a preference. And what I'm going to do is just going to rest that out on the side. I'm going to pour a little bit of the cooking fat and juices over because I like that stuff. The wood fire is going to impart a really nice smoky, woody flavor into the meat. And because it's such like a nice sort of expensive cut, I think you can take the care and go the extra yard and use the wood fire, and that's going to be a really, really nice show-stopping dish for you then. And this is just going to rest now while we assemble the rest of the recipe. We're going to start with some red onion. Nice and thin slices. So yeah, nice and thin in the mixing bowl. Next, we've got a couple of spring onions. Again, just nice and thin cut.
Machine, look at that. Is it because Thai cooking it has to have like that precision, or is it just because you...
It's just because I'm a nerd. Okay, so 2 types of onion, red onion and spring onion. And then lemongrass. I've prepped this before on Gozney TV. But basically you just take the root off, and then lemongrass has this kind of like woody outside. That's no good for eating. You can keep it for like stocks and stuff. And again, you want to go super thin on it, otherwise it's going to be a bit like toothsome. And you just want this like bottom, more tender part. When you're doing it, you can do it nice and slow just to like get a sort of thin cut. This is years of Thai food experience.
How many chopped fingers?
How many chopped fingers? Many. And then one last thing, I've got Macroot lime leaves or kaffir lime leaves. These are fresh ones. They're actually getting grown in the UK now, which is amazing. I actually picked these ones up from Waitrose. So yeah, they are fairly easy to find these days. And the way to prep them is you take out this little rib in the center. So I stack them up on top of each other, and then you can just cut them thin like this. These are like really nice aromatic smells in here as well, and flavors. And then I've just got some coriander that I've picked, a couple of small handfuls of that, and then just some mint. Get all that tumbled together nicely. Super nice and vibrant. It smells like nice and aromatic. This is like super, super typical flavors of Isan, northeastern Thailand. And then I actually picked these little flowers. They're 3-corner leek wild flowers. They were just down by the coast. You don't have to use those, but they're in season at the moment, and they have a nice little sort of like garlicky taste. So just add those. And that's my salad. I've got my steak cooked off, got my salad made, I've got my salad dressing and the little garnishy bits. So we'll just start by slicing the steak. It's just been resting here now for about 5 minutes. You want to make sure that the meat rests. What that does is it means that the muscle relaxes again and the juices flow back in. Otherwise, you're going to get like a lot of chewiness coming out from the meat. So what I like to do is just take it off the bone. So you've got this like cap here that I can take off. And you have this sort of like smaller muscle here. You can trim away some of these fatty bits if you're not so into them. So now I've got the sort of 3 muscles here. When you're carving, you always want to remember to carve the opposite direction from the grain of the meat. So this one here is going this way, so I'm going to carve it like this. This one here is going this way, so you've got to carve it like this. And that just means you're breaking down the fibers, and it means it's going to be more tender. So I've got my ribeye nicely carved up here, and it's splayed out on the serving plate. So what I'm going to do is just dress the salad, as simple as salad dressing into the leaves. And then I tend to just do like a gentle toss. Don't want to like super drown out the nice herbs. And then what I do is I just take the surplus dressing and pour that straight over the steak. It's already been in the marinade, so it's going to be like salty and sweet and smoky, but this is just going to help season the steak, very much like you would do when you're just putting salt on after you've carved. And then finish it off with this nice sort of like herbal salad. I've just got some optional toasted chilies here, very much just like dried bird's eye chilies that have just been toasted in the Gozney. An ingredient that's very typical from the northeast of Thailand, from Isan, kalkua. It's a toasted rice powder. I've actually made this before at Gozney for a different salad. You can go to that recipe to see how that's done. And this just adds like a bit of texture and a sort of like nutty finish to the salad. So this is a ribeye that's been cooked in the wood fire, and over the top it's got a Thai waterfall salad with loads of nice spicy aromatic flavours. For the full recipe, go to gozney.com. All there is to do is to give it a go. I'm gonna go for this piece, it looks pretty good. And you want some of that salad on there. Too much, too big a piece. A little bit of height. Height is flavour.
Height is flavour.